Hey guys, how you doing today? I'm Max from Max Velocity Tactical, and what I'm going to talk to you about today is AirSim training rifles. This is an extremely important part of your tactical training. It's an extremely important part of building the warrior citizen, building the whole warrior. And there's multiple strands to this, and as a professional training organization, I have been running force on force training, force on target and force on force training for various aspects of the training progression that we run at Max Velocity Tactical. So for example, we use it during force on target, force on force during close quarter battle training courses. We run it during specific force on force team tactics training events, and we also include it as part of our combat leader course, which is actually coming up next week, which is a week-long, combat leader training, combat immersion course. And one of the things that I do as a professional training organization is that I will use, I have historically used UTM, or Ultimate Training Munitions Man Marker rounds. And that's great. The thing about that is it's expensive. It's about $1 a round. And what we're looking at there is effectiveness out to about 50 meters with 375 feet per second on a man marker round. And I've been looking for alternatives. And what I want to do is I want to make it so that force on force training is more accessible to the individual citizen who is pursuing that self-development path to become the warrior citizen, to build the whole warrior. It's got to be more accessible. What I've done is I've done some research and investigation, and I've come across KWA, who manufacture rifles for the airsoft community. And what I've done is I've actually become a dealer for them, and I've purchased a number of their LM4 rifles for use as school guns. So that was my first sort of purchase of rifles as an actual school gun, which I can supply to people who are coming on force training. Specifically, what I want to talk to you about today is the PTS Mega Arms AR-15. Now, PTS is made under license by KWA, and it has all the same internals. And what I'm interested in here today is gas guns, or gas blowback guns. So not what you might expect in terms of AEG guns, which are the battery operated sort of airsoft guns that you might be familiar with. They have a lot of gears inside. They're kind of unrealistic because they fire a lot of BBs. What we're looking for here is weapons that can be used to augment our live fire training, to augment our training in ways that are highly beneficial to building the warrior citizen. That's what we're after. And so these PTS rifles are very high quality rifles. I've got one here I'm going to show you in a second. And they're just high quality builds. And because they're gas blowback, what happens is you buy the magazines. And these are enhanced polymer magazines, and they fit 38 BBs. And what you do is you fill this with green gas. It includes silicone, and that's all the lubrication you need on the rifle. Okay, so that's extremely simple. So what you got to invest is you got to invest in the rifle. The mags are a little bit pricey, so you're looking at up towards 50 bucks for a mag. But once you've got your set of mags, you're not buying live ammo, because BBs are they're going to be like 5,000 rounds, 20 bucks. So you need your BBs, your green gas. That's your reloads on the magazines. They're actually weighted. And so they feel like a mag filled with live rounds. They're reliable. So this is a new era. This is a new era of AirSim where we can use this stuff to effectively augment our training. We want some kind of AirSim training rifles that are affordable. What they're going to allow you to do is they're going to allow you to train, because the rifles manipulate just like AR-15s. They're going to allow you to train in non-permissive environments. Then they're going to allow you to train pretty accurately. These things are going to range out to about 80 meters. And they're going to be pretty accurate out to about 50, and it's pretty effective for what you might want to do with this training. You can invest in a rifle that's pretty much a clone, so $440 for the PTS Mega Arms AR-15. You can invest in that high quality piece of gear. You can trick it out as you want with whatever sights you want, accoutrements, etc. ancillaries on the weapon to make it almost a clone to whatever you're running live fire. Once you've done that, you've got the cost of the rifle at about $440. You've got the cost of the magazines, and then after that, then the BBs and the green gas is negligible. Once you've done that, you've given yourself a training rifle that's going to allow you to run manipulations on it in the same way you do your AR-15, and it's going to allow you to conduct your own force on target and your own force on force training back with your own guys. So I think there's a lot to this. I think what people tend to miss is that force on force training is an integral part of a training progression. It should really be a capstone event. Once you've completed all your other training, it's a capstone event, but then you loop back into your live fire training. And also what I'm finding commercially is that force on force is a great way to bring people into the tactical world. Because once they come in and they start doing this team tactics, they're going to get the bug for it. And once they do that, then they're more likely to want to train, live fire as well, do real team tactics, not just sort of airsoft running around, but actually learn how to accomplish team tactics, which of course as a professional training organization is what we're doing at MVT. We're not, doing airsoft, which is why I'm calling these, air sim rifles, because they're training rifles. They're a training aid. So what we got here now is we got this PTS Mega Arms AR-15. It's got KWA internals. It comes with the flip sights on it. I threw an EOTech on that I had on another rifle, so I threw a sling swivel on it. But effectively, this weapon operates exactly like a AR-15. So the bolt's locked to the rear right now. Got the bolt catch. Send the bolt forward. Got charging handle here. Lock it to the rear. What I got here in my, funnily enough, making noise in my pouch is this is a speed loader. Okay, so this has got BBs in it, and I wouldn't want to run around with this all the time, but it's one of the investments you want to make if you buy these rifles. Get a speed loader with your green gas, and then you can quickly replenish your magazines. Safety, so we got safety, semi, and then we do have auto, which I'm obviously probably not going to be recommending that you use because we're trying to keep this realistic. It happens to have it on there. So if I'm going to load a magazine, it's just like same manipulation as with a live weapon. So the magazine is going to go onto the weapon like this. Okay, in this case I got the bolt locked to the rear. So all I need to do is send the bolt forwards, check it's on safe. Now, there we go. So it's operating exactly like an AR-15. I've got 38 BBs in the magazine, so that's maybe 8 more than I'm normally going to have. Okay, it's not really a problem. But so if I'm going to engage targets, okay, so you can see you've got the bolt, which is operated on the gas. So this now is operating extremely similar to the way that a UTM rifle will operate with the UTM bolt in it. It's making about the same amount of noise. And obviously it's firing BBs probably further and probably more accurately. One of the things I've noticed about the BBs too is that you can actually see them at range. And I've noticed that that's one of the problems that people have with UTM ammo, is that you can't see it at all. And you may say, well, that's a good thing, but when you've got drop on these simulation rounds at 50 of about 3 foot, some people just don't understand that, and they don't understand the holdover. At least if you can see the round flying at 50, flying at 60, flying at 80, it's almost equivalent to seeing the strike of your round and being able to adjust. As from a training perspective, that's the way I'd look at it. So, we can engage targets with this. Okay, what happens is when I empty the magazine, bolt's going to lock, which is awesome because I can do a mag change, hit the bolt release, and I'm back in on my normal manipulations. As a training aid and a training simulation, I think this is great. We are, as in Max Velocity Tactical, are now a dealer for KWA, and I've specifically put these these PTS rifles up on the website. I'll put the link below on the Max Velocity Tactical website. You can buy these at MAP. They also do a shorter, this is a 14.5 inch barrel, which is probably optimized for outside training. There's a shorter 10.5 inch barrel CQB version, which is it's going to fire at slightly less feet per second, and it's more optimized for CQB environment. Okay, but if you're looking for force-on-force training, then this is pretty much ideal. It's an excellent professional simulation rifle that can be used for force-on-force training. And bolt lock. All right, guys. Hopefully that made sense. Good introduction to this rifle. Get to it. Thanks very much.